right stuff gets together and makes a cell and so on. So the whole thing evolves. So it's not that some entity had to just plan out this, everything and, what are the color of the napkins and, how are we going to dress the people. It's not that sort of thing. It starts with just a very simple set of initial conditions, the rule set, which is physics. That's what determines how our physical world can interact. It's basically a determination of the allowable energy exchanges between things, is all it is. And then you just let it evolve and see how it evolves. So this information system does that. It runs a simulation until it gets something that's stable, that seems to work well. And there it is. It's got that one. The ones that aren't stable, whatever, it's easy. You're digital. You hit the delete button and start again. Tell it to run, run another time. It's not hard. And if you want for many of these things, then you run up a whole bunch of them. And you can see which ones are more viable than others. That's why we have lots of these physical realities. This is not the only universe that's physical reality. It's our physical reality here in the universe. You get out into the larger reality system and you see, oh, there's a physical one here, there's one over here, one over here. There's more than that because there's no sense in not parallel processing. If what you're trying to do is lower your entropy through evolution, why not parallel process that? Just like you had cell division. Cell division is basically parallel processing the problem so that you can work on the problem many different ways. So it just naturally, you get cell division. That's a natural thing to happen. Happened in biology for the same reason. You parallel process, you can do more that way. Then you get differentiation of cells where you end up with a thing that's complex enough that it says, hey, if we can work together, I'll be the brain, you be the mouth, and you guys, you have to take this other job, So you have cell division and you break it into pieces and it's the same thing, So there's different kinds of reality frames out there. They do different things. And all of this is available to you because you are consciousness and the system is consciousness. So this is your system that you can get out to. This actually defines the next level of relativity. Einstein came up with relativity back in the probably 20s. And of course, at the time when he came up with it, people thought he was, crazy, thought he was silly. It didn't make a whole lot of sense to them. Most of the physicists kind of scoffed at him and thought it was nonsense. But then about 20 years later, the actual data came in to prove that what he predicted was, in fact, what happened. His stock went up a whole lot when that happened. But anyway, what he said was that there are no unique inertial frames. Okay, that was relativity, that there's no fundamental inertial frames. And relativity means then that things were relative based on the motion that they had with each other. That was the forced special relativity. So that was the idea, no fundamental inertial frame. Before that, we thought that we were the center of all existence and that the inertial frame was, was basically us at the center. That's an old story, right? Us at the center from Copernicus, on. We had this problem with us at the center. So that got broken by Einstein with his relativity. It's not us at the center. There is no fundamental inertial frame. Any frame, you just have different observers who see different things because of the way they happen to be moving relative between each other. Well, the next stage of relativity is that there is no fundamental reality frame. And it's the same thing. Our reality frame is just ours. There's others. To those others, we're non-physical. To them, to us, they're non-physical. It's just different frames. And the frame that you find physical is the frame where your awareness is. When you're having a dream at night, you're in a different reality frame. It's not an unreal frame. It's just as real a frame as this one, but it's a different frame. Okay, it's a different frame. Has different physics. You can fly in dreams. You can't fly here. So it's a different rule set, but it is a valid reality frame. And there are certain things you can do there and learn there that are hard to do and learn here. That's why it exists. It has purpose. It helps us lower our entropy. That old thing, it's work, 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 right? You work all day and then you go to sleep and it's work, work, work. You work all night because it's the same thing. You're still evolving. You're having experiences there. You're processing. You're learning in those reality frames. That's not just idle. Sometimes it's idle, like sometimes here it's idle too. But those are opportunities to learn that you're getting, and they're often guided opportunities that you run into in that frame. There's a different reality frame, and when you're there in that dream, this physical reality is non-physical, and the dream reality appears to be physical. In your dream, you see physical things, you run into physical people, do stuff. So that's the way it is. There is no fundamental reality frame. There's lots and lots of reality frames, thousands of reality frames, and one is just as real as any of the others. Some appear physical if you happen to have your awareness in them. The others all appear non-physical. That's the only difference. It's just the observer's point of view.